This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Thursday, January 21st, 2021. The title of this rant is, Joe, keep it simple, stupid. It's about healthcare and jobs. So yes, a lot of stuff is going to be announced in the first 10 days, a lot of stuff he wants to work on, but we have to keep our eyes on the prize, and that really is healthcare and jobs. Let all of the other people that are coming into your administration talk about this other stuff. Tell Nancy, yes, keep those people in Congress focused on healthcare and jobs. So let's remember one thing about healthcare. Joe did not sign on for Medicare for all. So what Joe needs to emphasize is, number one, we need better health care in the United States. Number two, we need better health care in the United States for all Americans. And number three, we need better health care in the United States for all Americans at a lower price. And that Joe will fight incessantly to get that to all Americans, hopefully, let's just say, in the first term. And yes, it's going to be knockdown, drag-out battles because our esteemed competition does not want Americans to be healthy, does not want them to all be insured. It wants the insurance and pharma, et cetera, to make as much money as possible at the expense of the American peoples. And all I can say is, go big. What else would you do besides go big? Fight hard. Make a deal. As soon as the ink is dried, go big, fight hard, make a deal. I remember I had a boss one time, and he said, after we've signed the contract, after all of the negotiations, after we've reviewed all the plans, we looked into all the economics of everything, we found out all of our costs, we agreed everything with the government, and we signed it. That's when the real war began. So as soon as we get a deal, if it doesn't cover every American, if it isn't better health care, if it isn't for all Americans and it isn't at a cheap, we got to keep fighting and fighting and fighting. And then in terms of jobs, keep the focus on the fact that for the last 12 years since Obama came in, we haven't had the opportunity to borrow the kind of money that we need to let's just say, take care of our infrastructure. And I'm talking about our physical infrastructure here, where it's between $2 trillion and I think $3 to $4 trillion that we need to invest. Well, let's borrow it at the cheapest rates possible, invest it into green technologies for all of our infrastructure as possible, and pay it off. And then when it comes to getting other money into the coffers of the United States, increase the money, as I said, to the IRS, the Securities and Exchange Commission, make sure that the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is well paid so that they not only can get people who are not paying their taxes fairly, who are trying to abscond from their responsibility, not only people but corporations, and then make those agencies that are responsible to protect the American people, specifically the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, put money into that, because especially with the IRS, every dollar we put into the IRS, we get many, many dollars in return, So what we have to do, Joe, is really keep it simple. Let everyone else fight the other fights. We need to fight the other fights. We need to win the other fights. But right now, keep it directly on healthcare and jobs. And this is how we are going to bring America back.